Hello, welcome to the channel. And good morning, happy new year, all that good stuff. I don't know when you're watching this, but here we are. It is 2025, January. I'm in a Tesla loaner car. I believe this is a 2019 Standard Range Plus Model 3 with, I think, like 48,000 miles. Yeah, 48,000 miles. So yeah, I just dropped my car off. I have a 2022 long range Model 3 and with the dual motors. So this is a single motor, standard range. And my first experience driving a standard range kind of base model Tesla. And, you know, I wasn't sure how it was going to feel. I wanted to film my first reactions, but I kind of just had to get the car set up and get out of here. Couple of things that are interesting. First and foremost, the steering wheel. And my friend Justin commented he has a 2018. This is a much nicer steering wheel than the new ones. This feels like real leather. It's just nicer all the way around. Oh, traction control. The rear wheel drive thing is great. I really miss rear wheel drive. This is better, you know, in terms of driving fun. But a couple other things to talk about. You know, I just got out of my car and into this one, and interesting, like the steering feels tighter and it feels more connected. Like, it's really weird that I'm finding that the 2019 drives better than the 2022. I'm confused. And so I understand why when these cars came out, people went crazy for them. Because, man, I mean, this thing just feels like you could just huck it into any corner. It may be because I have a front drive unit in the front of the car, so maybe I'm feeling that lightness from not having the drive unit. Power-wise, I definitely notice it's not as fast as my car, but it does pick up pretty good. Like it does have a decent amount of power. Let's mat it. I mean, kind of takes it a minute to gather speed. Not, I mean, it's by no means slow. It's just, it's not rip your head off. So let's see. I mean, it's a pretty good kick. Let me try that again. I mean, it's good. And we're at a 60% state of charge. So I think, like, once you're rolling, I don't know, it feels very similar to my car. God, the sun is just, it is brutal this morning. I forgot these visors. Sorry for the poor camera work. You know, I'm a one-man band here. I don't have a camera crew. So I was just saying the visors have the little clip thingy instead of the magnet like my car has. But I'm gonna pull over. The brakes feel really good. They actually feel a little more engaging than my brakes. So let's just let's hit it, show you what's up. See, you know, it definitely gets going, but it's there's a little bit of, come on, I can do this. And then it really starts to build speed. So it's interesting that around like 40 to 45, like it does get up and go. Other things that I'm kind of noticing, just comparing like my car to this car, the screen, of course, is older. It almost looks like it's yellowing around the sides. It looks, I don't know, like it's not long for this world. I don't know if that's coming out on camera here, probably not, but what I'm talking about is like right around the edges here. I see a little bit of, I don't know if you would call that delaminating or what have you, but it's a little funky. So not super impressed with that. What else? Oh yeah, the cameras, they're really not good. So, you know, if you look at you know, if I was going to change lanes, it is a pretty low resolution which, like, I'm not surprised about. I know that was one of the things that was updated later on, but not good in this car. I do not like it. It's almost like you need to be in perfect lighting conditions for it to really be useful. Like right now with the sun in front of us and not behind us, it's okay, right? Yeah, but it's still just very low resolution. So, you know, upgrading that would be a thing. I don't know if you can upgrade that, but that would be nice. Other than that, the seats feel slightly different than my car. Slightly better, which, you know, I was hoping to say, yeah, this is the old crappy one. But actually, I kind of like the fit and finish and the materials in this car a little bit better. There are no squeaks or rattles. Like, it's very quiet. And I was on a really bumpy section of I-5, or the 5, as we say here in LA. And I didn't hear anything coming from the dash or the back deck lid or anything. It was great. And as I'm taking bumps just on this road, I'm also not really hearing much of anything. I mean, there's like the normal kind of creaks that a car makes when it hits a bump, but nothing noticeable. So very impressed. The stereo in this car, it's fine. It's not great. It gets the job done. I can't really show you that. Door panels, kind of hard to see. You know, it's this older style. I think in my car it looks nicer. The wood continues over. Other than that, it's about the same. It's got piano black, which the newer cars don't have. So that's kind of like it has that older kind of feel. Same thing here in the center console. And I forgot, you have to close this very gingerly. Otherwise the car gets angry, like for real. At least in the Model Y. So, but very nice of Tesla Burbank to give me a loaner car. My car was in for a very peculiar problem, and I'm outside of my regular warranty. I still have the drivetrain warranty, which is great. But they were not required to give me a loaner, and they did it anyway, which was, again, very solid of them. So thank you. It's nice. I can get the car home, or I can get myself home and back to Tesla later to pick up my car without any hassle. So that is a really nice thing. And yeah, so I'll probably do like another segment of this to kind of show some of the other features of the car. I may try Summon, probably not, I don't know. I can't figure out what this car has. I think maybe it's enhanced autopilot and not the full self-driving. Oh, yeah, it is full self-driving. That's weird. I kind of thought, yeah. But I guess because it's the Intel, it must be the Intel chip. What is this? Additional information. Yeah, it's the Intel Atom. And it's the 2.5 computer. I don't really know what that means. It has premium speakers with no external amplifier. And yeah, rear permanent magnet motor. So, but yeah, I'm just noticing like the navigation is not, you know, it doesn't give you that kind of 3D experience that the regular full self-driving in my car has when I have FSD, which I don't right now. Anyway, so I just thought I would play around with this and see what happens. But, you know, always nice to drive a different car. It's always nice to see kind of the progression of the Model 3. This is a nice car. So I would say, oh, this thing doesn't stop at red lights. Interesting. Maybe there's like an FSD thing that hasn't been activated yet. I don't know. Let me just go to autopilot. I've noticed the screen is also kind of gotta go. It's kind of laggy, but let's see if we can. Yeah, we got a little bit of chirp, a little bit of sideways. I wish there was a way to just turn off traction control, because it would be fun to hoon this thing sideways. Yeah, the rear wheel drive thing is really great. I'm a huge fan of that, especially as you go around a corner. Yeah, it is tail happy, but it has such a good traction control system that it catches it right away. But yeah, this thing just wants to slide, dude. Wouldn't it be cool to have like a rear wheel drive performance model? That'd be awesome. Just awesome. Customize, navigate on autopilot. Sorry, I'm just looking at these options right now, but I just don't see a way to do that 3D environment. I don't know. See, it's like the motor has to like spool up. Granted, I'm at 53% state of charge, so, but do you hear that? I just ran over some like horrendous bumps and no real rattles. It's a really well put together car. This thing is fun. So I'd say if you're looking at a if you're looking at a 2019 standard range, like if you can get one of these for like, I don't know, yeah, a little chirping. If you can get one of these for 15,000 bucks, bro, that's a deal. And who knows, these may go for even less. It's very possible. But I like this car. It's like, you just kind of chuck it around. I think like, I don't know what the range is on this, but I'm sure it's enough for daily driving and even some highway stuff. I mean, this might be the deal. Man, I'm really surprised I'm saying that, because I like the more upscale cars, but man, this particular one, it's just so fun to drive. It just feels, I don't know, it almost feels 1,000 pounds lighter than my dual motor. So this very well might be the sweet spot. God, and it just chirps the rears all the time. That's something I just don't get in my car with the all-wheel drive. Yeah, this thing is just a hoot, man. I love this car. So there you have it. I'll try and do some more later with the car, probably when I take it back and get my final impressions. Well, it looks like this car definitely has the chrome lip package around the wheel there, and also some custom paint work. Some more custom chrome lip. Let's see around the other side. Oh, this one is just some partial chrome here. Partial chrome on this one. Just a couple spots. I just can't believe this other side. Found a couple curbs with it. Dang. All right, so this is it. I'm taking the car back. Just wanted to give you a quick walk around. I have no time right now, so I'm just making it real quick. Probably showed you the chrome mod on the on the passenger side wheels. Man, that's rough. But yeah, what can I tell you? Yeah, so it's got the old school chrome trim. I tried to combine those words. Old school chrome trim. And like I said, it's got the old school screen. But I'll just take you on the road here for a minute. Just kind of come drive with me. Yeah, like I said, this car is fun. I'm actually going to miss it. And I've only driven it, a handful of miles. Check out that E30. Pretty cool. That's an E30, right? Old school BMW. This dude owns like 2 or 3 of them. And they're all modded. They're pretty cool. But yeah, this car is great. I like driving it. It just feels more nimble, more agile. The brakes are more responsive. And like I said, I really do suspect that it's the lack of a front motor. So I think that's probably what's going on. My car feels heavier because it is heavier. And there's nothing you can do about that. And yeah, I've heard people kind of question, like, why would you need all-wheel drive in California? In Southern California? And correct. Yeah, you really don't. Yeah, although, even though it only rains like 2 days out of the year here, when it rains, it really comes down. Oh, sweet. There's that E30 again. Check it out. Yeah, and it even says E30, so I was right. But yeah, as I was saying, like the 2 days a year when it rains, I mean, it just rains cats and dogs. It is nasty. So during those days, I like having all-wheel drive, which I know sounds silly, but there, I said it. But for the rest of the year, I think I would rather have this car. This is just way better. And so it makes me wonder, what's that new, I guess now it's the long range rear wheel drive that they're making. I mean, I can understand why a lot of the media outlets are saying, like, that's the play. Just get the base model. Shout out to my buddy Dave, who just got one, and he used my link. Thank you, Dave. He's probably not watching, but thank you, Dave. So if you're looking for one, use my link. Hey, it's not going to cost you anything. In fact, depending upon when you watch this video, it could save you some money. Tesla's always changing their promotions, so I'm not even going to pretend to tell you what it is right now, because it just always changes. But if you happen to think of it, click my link. I'd appreciate it. I usually use those things because there have been, I think, 4 or 5 referrals on my channel, which is great. And, for one of them, Ashley and Kevin, thank you. I got the acceleration boost, which was great. And then with the others, I get supercharger miles so that it doesn't cost me anything when I'm doing road trips. And that is a huge help. Huge help. Like, I'd rather have that than any Tesla merchandise or whatever. So, much appreciated, y'all. Use the link. And also in my video description, I've got some links to some of my favorite Tesla gear, accessories. A few in particular to check out that I use every day and I love. Pretty much anything from Vion, use my link. Vion has been just a wonderful partner with me since early on, and they make super duper high quality Tesla accessories. I use their roof shade to keep the sun off of my head, and it is just fantastic. And their USB charging hub and their cup holder inserts and sunshades for the windshield. What else? Oh, and their phone mount. All of that stuff is just fantastic. Really can't recommend it more. Let's do this corner. A little bit sideways, traction control kicks in. Telling y'all, man, this car is great. You can kick that tail out a little bit. What a hoot. I didn't know electric cars could be this fun. But man, this is where it's at. I really don't miss the extra speed because I'm getting more of the experience that I'm missing from the dual motor. Uh-oh, don't go too fast. I forgot this thing is speed limited, and it gets super angry if you hit the limiter. Where was I? I was talking about my brand partners, which, again, Vion, super great. So check out those links in the description. The other one that's been super popular and have sold, I mean, I think at this point, dozens and dozens, is from EV Base. And they sent me some wheel covers, a couple of sets of wheel covers. And those have just been super popular, not only from the videos, but also just seeing people in person. They're like, hey, those are cool. Where do I get those? I send them the link and they buy them. So check out EV Base. Check out the link in the description. 2 different sets that I have. And, you know, maybe you want to get a gift for one of your friends that has a Tesla. Those are great. And, you know, you're going to get them something they love, and you're going to help support my channel. So it's a win-win all around. Anyway, sorry to yap so much. I just had to mention that. But here we are. Oh, and I love my Basenor all-weather floor mats. I think I have a link for that, but if not, I need to add it. Those are amazing. I've had them in the car for like a year and a half, and they're killer. They were one of the first accessories that I got when my channel started kind of picking up some steam, and Basenor was nice enough to send me one of their more high-dollar accessories, which was really great, and it was something that I genuinely wanted. So, and I genuinely use them every day. So check those out. It's a full set of liners for front seat, back seat, the front trunk, and the sub trunk. It is such a slick little kit, and you just hose it off to clean it. And when you vacuum it, like leaves and dirt just come right off. So can't recommend those more. And like if you spill a drink, it's got like a little raised thing on the side so it catches all the beverage. Love it. Anyway, I know this video is supposed to be about how this car drives, but I'm sitting here going like, I don't have floor mats, I don't have my my roof shade, you know, all the stuff that I love. So yeah, that's the only thing that lets down this loaner car. It's like the terrible screen. Yeah, the screen's not terrible. The cameras are terrible. And what else is terrible? Yeah, the cameras are terrible. Screen's good enough, except for the fact that it looks like it's gonna fail. But everything else is great. I do miss the charging pad. This has like a USB-A hookup. And the piano black. I mean, I think the black looks kind of classy. What do you think? And also this armrest. I know. The armrest is a different material, but it feels, I don't know, a little bit better than my car. I just think these early cars were frankly made with better stuff. And I hate to say that, but I think it's true. Too bad. But yeah, you would just think like, yeah, you buy the newest thing, you're getting the best. But you know, maybe not the case. I think these older ones are pretty great. And really the battery on this seems fine. It seems to perform about the same as mine. I mean, I've been romping on this thing, still at 78%. I charged it up to 80. And actually the power delivery felt about the same as it did at 60% and 50%. So yeah, I'd like to return it with about what it had. So I'd love to burn through this, but we're going downhill. I mean, it's okay to return it with a little extra. You know, it's a nice thing for the next loaner, but yeah, I paid for it. Oh, look, a Jaguar. But even with the single pane windows, like, it's funny. I don't really hear wind noise coming from the glass. So I'm not sure if that dual pane glass really helped all that much. I still hear a lot of like tire and road noise. So I think like the biggest issue is going to be tire noise, you know, and just noise from the road, which is frankly comparable to my car. I think. Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm hearing the cars next to me a little bit louder. But yeah, I don't know. This glass makes less difference than I anticipated. I drove a 2018 a couple of years ago, and I was like, oh yeah, the glass makes a big difference. I just don't think so. And yeah, even like in the rear view, you can kind of see like the chrome pieces, like it all lines up pretty well. Like I think like the gaps on this car are actually pretty good, especially for being an earlier car. And maybe like this is just a good one. Funny thing though is like the hood, and I've noticed on the older ones, like the hood never lines up. So yeah, there's like a big like dip down right there. You can kind of see. I mean, like, who cares? You don't really see it most of the time, but it's surprising they couldn't get that correct. And I'm sure with some, you know, careful massaging, you could line that up yourself. But again, see, like the cameras are just very kind of laggy, and just, yeah, that is just a difficult image to decipher. This lighting is okay. It's just everything is kind of yellow and low res somehow. Looks like I'm watching a security cam footage from 1988. Okay, probably 1993. Let's be generous. But hey, it's still better than like a lot of other cars from 2019. You know, like for real. So I obviously can't go too fast, but let's just do like a 70 to 80 pull. You know, I mean, that gets you there pretty quick. It didn't like toss me back in the seat or anything, but like that was fine. Let's do it again. I mean, the car like does this a little bit. It's just not like explosively fast. And even my car, which has, you know, arguably a lot more power than this, I don't think it does that much faster. But I do kind of feel like being pushed back in the seat at higher speeds in my car. But really, you know, this is making me doubt my choices. I got to be honest. I wish I had test driven one of these standard range and also the long range, because I may have picked the wrong car. Yeah, standard range is kind of the play. I think it's for the steering feel, you know, as a driver's car. The steering feel and the rear wheel drive, that is pretty rocking. Yeah, wow. This is just not what I thought. I'm really genuinely shocked at how I feel about this. Because like from 50, this is a very similar sensation to my car. I don't feel much difference, because I think they still tried to make 0 to 60 fun regardless of which car. So yeah, I mean, that hooks and books, man. No problem. And just feeling the power coming from the rear. Golly, I just wish I had more time with this car so I could, you know, hoon it around some twisties. But I'm in a hurry. Gotta get back. But man, this car's great. What a shame. And yeah, I think at the time when I bought my car, I think the dual motor was something like $7,000 more than the rear wheel drive. And I thought like, well, yeah, that's worth it. You get all-wheel drive, you get, 4.2 seconds to 60 instead of 5.8, and you get the all-wheel drive and the long range and the premium sound. And now I'm like, this would have been fine. Of course, back then, like, it also, the standard range was still quite expensive. So I think my rationale was like, well, if I'm gonna go big, go big. Just get the car I want, not the otherwise, because it's gonna cost a fortune either way. And so I think I would still struggle with that decision. But I don't know. I mean, with the current lineup, however, long range rear wheel drive, I think I would just get that. Because, 363 miles, which of course is probably more like 310. But rear wheel drive, light, nimble steering, and a little bit of kicking the tail out. Absolutely. So I'll be curious to get in my car. I may include that in this video, actually, like me driving my car. And so I never talked about, I think in this video, why I dropped my car off for service, but I dropped it off for service because it stopped at a green light. Emergency braking applied. It scared me. And so they took everything apart, checked it out, and nothing was wrong. And they found evidence of rodents, which is not surprising because I live in the forest, basically. And so I'm going to get my car. And they'll probably charge me $250 to tell me nothing was wrong. But at least if it happens again, I can say that I've already paid for the diagnosis or whatever. I don't know. Knowing Tesla, they'll deny it. It'll be great. By the way, good Black Angus steakhouse. Take it easy. I know there are better steaks in the world. So don't get all worked up. I'm just saying, like, if you're going to go to Black Angus, this is a good one. We went there for Thanksgiving, and I had a delicious prime rib there. It was great. I'm serious. My son had the ribeye. It was like very whatever. But the prime rib was like fantastic for $33. I think it was $33 for a huge cut. It was about as good as a prime rib as I've had anywhere. All right, let's give it one more. Yeah, see, it just kind of takes a minute to hit. It almost feels like a software limited thing, which is kind of funny. I don't know why they would do that. All right, I was thinking of doing an insert. Now I'm back in my car, $250 later for literally nothing, except for that they took my car apart, which I appreciate. But man, this thing just feels like a tank compared to that rear wheel drive. I mean, it handles great, but it doesn't, I guess, it just feels heavy. The steering feels heavy. But the power, yes, the power is awesome. Yeah, that's tough. This is tough. I mean, look, this is my car, so I'm gonna just love my car. But the steering feel is pretty lame in comparison with that older one. Yeah, I think like the weight balance in this car is probably more 50-50, but it's just heavy. But let's see, let's do the little 70 pull that I did. Give me a little room. We'll do 60. Yeah, see, I mean, that's way faster. Like, way faster. Yeah. kind of fun. You know, today was a fun day to at least compare a couple of cars. Even though that was not, you know, the purpose of all of this. But, you know, again, nice that Tesla gave me a car to drive and, you know, just gave me the chance to be, you know, a little bit objective and subjective and just kind of see how something else feels. So that was great. I just went through like 4%. See what the efficiency stats are like on this thing before I take it back. Dang, see, that's where you kind of go, well, darn, that's pretty awesome. Dude, 238 watt hours per mile in 24,000 miles? That is good. Like, that is super efficient. So I guess I'm going to have to conclude because I'm about to turn this thing in. Big shout out to you, 2019 Standard Range. It's been fun making your acquaintance. I'm going to miss this leather steering wheel. And yeah, that is real leather. That is nice. I wish they would still do this. That vegan leather stuff is just garbage. And even like the back here, everything is like attached better. Mine is all puffy behind the wheel. This is just a nicer place to be. The rubber on these feels like it's going to disintegrate someday, but it's still in good shape. It's fine. The armrest, I know these tend to delaminate or something, but for now it's still very nice. Back seat looks unused. This is a nice interior. Everything's nice. It's a good car. These haven't broken yet. Everything seems to work. And this poor car just gets beaten on as a loaner. So I'm really impressed with everything that it has to offer. It's a good car. So if you're looking for a older Tesla, you know, you don't want to spend a lot of money, I'll have to look around and see what these are going for. But I could say, like, if you're looking for a cheap car to get around, fairly comfortable, fairly fun to drive, super efficient on electricity, 2019 Standard Range Plus, I can't fault it other than the cameras, but I don't know, there may be even some upgrades for those. Very nice car, you know, standard build quality stuff, but it's fine. Gets the job done. Okay, folks, thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, you know, do all that YouTube stuff. Help me out. It won't cost you anything. Just hit the subscribe button. Even if you never watch anything else, it all helps. I really appreciate it. Let's go. Yeah. Anyway, having fun here. Thank you for watching. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments down below, and I will see you in the next one. Stay driven.